we are here for the Ready to Love, Make a Move Season 1, Episode 10 Recap Review. My name's Deborah. And we got a lot to talk about, y'all. This episode was called Mama Knows Best. I guess the only mama on the show was Tabari's mama. So I don't know if that means that mama knows best, but boy, what a fall from grace. What a fall from grace. I'll tell you this, I really have enjoyed this whole season, this whole series, whatever you want to call it, more than I have enjoyed Ready to Love. And you know why? Y'all know on Ready to Love, everybody always has the excuse, oh, you only saw one 10-second clip of my conversation. You can't believe what you see. They edited it. I was edited. One thing I like about Make a Move is that it concentrates only on 4 people. Whether or not next season they do 4 men, they do 4 women. I know this show's coming back because this show was a hit. And I know it's coming back. But what I like about it is it's only concentrating on 4 people, so we get a lot of footage. We don't really have to jump to a whole lot of conclusions because we're going to get a lot of footage on these people. I know there's editing involved. I do know that. But I'm going to tell you what. A lot of people have been exposed on this Make a Move. A lot of people have been exposed on this Make a Move. If you think about where we started with a lot of these ladies, men, some of our opinions are completely different. First of all, Ashley. We're going to talk about them all. We're going to talk about Ashley's fall from grace. We're going to talk about You Can't Play a Player, Vernisha. We're going to talk about It's All About Me, Zadia. Can't see nothing else but what's right in front of her. We're going to talk about, and then we're going to talk about Sharice as well. Her getting along with women. Her little soft spot she got going on. And so buckle up, y'all. Buckle up because I got a lot to talk about. As one of my viewers told me last week, I sure got the gift for gab. Well, I'm going to be gabbing a lot today, so I hope y'all got a little bit of time for me. When I tell you how far Ashley has fallen from grace, remember when Ashley first came on, Ashley was a fan favorite. Oh, we love Ashley. Ashley's so bubbly. She got such a great personality. She's got such a giver. She's got such a warm heart. She's a victim of all these men out here in the street. Now I think what people are finally starting to realize is Ashley a victim or is Ashley an abuser herself? You know, depending on where you start a story. And remember, Ashley gets to start all her stories where she wants, right? So Ashley can always start her stories at the point at which she was being abused by someone, and her story can be true. She can start a story in the middle, and she can tell the story of when she became abused in a relationship with a person. But here's what you're missing out on with Ashley's stories. You're missing out on the beginning of the stories. You're missing out on what did Ashley do first. Okay? And as long as Ashley keeps telling stories in the middle, she can run around and become the victim in all her stories. It's only until you have the whole story, when you see it from the beginning and you see everyone's perspective, till you start to realize, nah, Ashley, you are a bigger problem than you think. It's real convenient to use the victim story so that you never have to take accountability, right? It's easy to start a story in the middle when you became the abused, when it got turned on you. But when you start telling stories from the very beginning, you start to see just how much of a role Ashley has had in these things that have gone wrong in her life when it comes to dating. Ashley would have you all believe she's just been unlucky. Ashley would have all you all believe, like she told everybody earlier, I just love to give people flowers. I love to give people compliments. I love to uplift men. Well, she wasn't uplifting no man in this episode. She told this man, you put your head down and you put your tail, you touch your tail. What kind of flowers are those, Ashley? Dead flowers? Those are some dead flowers stinking up the house. But another story that we wanted to get told was the story by Don. Remember, Don was telling us the story. Oh, I don't know what's wrong. I just meet the wrong women, and the women I meet tend to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And we're like, well, then why are you with Ashley? Why are you with Ashley? Now we find out maybe this is what Don likes to surround himself with. Maybe Don likes to surround himself with women that are just like his friend Lakeisha and just like Ashley. Because let me tell you something. This little thing that went on with Lakeisha and Ashley, that was a sight to see. And it was a sight to see Donald also sitting there in between that cat fight. In between that cat fight between two women who obviously have some similarities in their personalities. They both want to be top dog. Both want to be top dog. I told everyone this about Ashley a long time ago. I stopped believing the Ashley victim story long time ago. I stopped believing the story that Ashley's just this giver out here. I stopped believing it long time ago when she first did that Crystal XO video. Pretty much before then, but it was solidified on that video when Ashley told all of us in that video, I don't give a darn about you. I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't care about how it makes any of you feel. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to give a man flowers even though he's uncomfortable. I'm going to give your man flowers. I'm going to do what I want to do. And y'all not going to tell me anything differently. Because what Ashley said in this episode where her mask was all the way down, it was a couple of words. She said, it's about me. That's what she said. I don't care about you, Lakeisha. It's about me. And that's what I said about Ashley from day one. Not day one, day two. It's about Ashley. Everything is about Ashley. The nails are about Ashley. The earrings, the makeup, the hair, everything, the antics. It's all about Ashley getting attention and getting what she wants and not caring about how it makes any other person feel. She showed her whole ass on this show. And I know it's going to be easy to say that Lakeisha provoked her. I know that's going to be easy to say, but that's not the problem. That's not the problem, because if you're not an Ashley, you don't have no problem with a Lakeisha. See, Lakeisha couldn't have got me riled up. I don't care what energy Lakeisha came in on there with. Because I'm not Ashley, Lakeisha would have never got a rise from me. Lakeisha only gets a rise from the Ashleys of the world. But it's real easy for Ashley to blame Lakeisha and not take any responsibility for herself. Right? We're not here for Lakeisha. Lakeisha exposed Ashley. That's what she did. Sometimes the Lakeishas of the world are the heroes. You know why they're the heroes? Because they expose the Ashleys. They expose the people who are running around with the victim mentality as if they're the victim, when the reality is out here in the world, they're pretty much an abuser themselves. They're abusive. And sometimes it takes the Lakeishas of the world to expose them and say, listen, girl, we don't want to hear this narrative no more that you're the victim. You're an abuser. You're an abuser. And Don, listen, I said on my other videos, I kept asking the question, what is Don? Is Don a liar? Is he an actor? Or is he dumb? I said that. And I don't want to call him dumb because that's too negative of a word. I don't know. What's another word for dumb? Lost, voiceless. I don't know. I don't know how Don thought he could put together Lakeisha and Ashley in the same room or space and there wouldn't be fireworks, because I think Lakeisha is who she is. And I'm going to tell you, some of the things she was saying was out of pocket and out of line. Absolutely it was. But it exposed Ashley. It exposed Ashley to her core. First of all, last week I thought the lady coming on was Don's sister. I thought Lakeisha was going to be Don's sister. We come to find out Lakeisha's just a friend. So I'm going to tell you this about Lakeisha. She was absolutely overstepping her role as a friend. When the way she was talking was like she was Don's sister. She's not Don's sister. She's Don's friend who's supposed to be a platonic friend. Let's go with that. She was overstepping. Some of the things that she was even saying, she was accusing Ashley of being aggressive and assertive and trying to exercise too much control over Don. But let me tell you, her word choice was also expressing a lot of dominance and control over Don too. Because when she started talking about that stuff like, I don't want him in a committed relationship with anyone, texting and calling, doing this. First of all, who are you to talk about who you want him to be in a committed relationship with? You're not his mother. You're not his sister. You're not his auntie. You're a friend. You don't control who Don gets into a relationship with. So there's a part of me that understood the part that riled up Ashley. I understand it because I would have been a little bit not liking Lakeisha's words, but I wouldn't have handled Lakeisha the way Ashley did. I absolutely would not have. But Lakeisha didn't go there right away. She might have come in a little hot, I don't know. But she didn't go there right away. But I'm going to tell you, Ashley's words set Lakeisha off, and it became a bomb up in that place. It became a bomb. Because what Ashley did was the minute she saw Lakeisha even show up, Ashley went into, I need to be top dog. Because what I told you about Ashley is Ashley needs to be the most important person in the room. She's told Don this all the time, that what she loves about Donald is you make me feel like I'm the most important, because that is what is most important to Ashley. Ashley loves to be the most important in the room. That's one of the reasons she likes Kirsten. Not because Kirsten likes her, because she likes to be on Kirsten's arm. Her image to be on Kirsten's arm is if I'm on the arm of Kirsten, then I also get a lot of attention because he's getting attention. That's what Ashley really likes about Kirsten. She don't like nothing Kirsten does for her because he don't do shit for her. What she likes about Kirsten is that she can use Kirsten for some shine to come back on her. That's why she want to dress up Donald. That's why she would tell Donald, I want you to change the way you look. I want you to change your aesthetics. I want you to dress a certain kind of way. Why, Ashley? For Ashley. So Ashley can feel and look a certain kind of way. So when Ashley's with him, she can feel a certain kind of way. All Ashley does is try to manipulate people for her betterment, for her good. Everything Ashley does for a person, all these kind words Ashley gives out, all this advice, all this whatever, is for Ashley's benefit. Ashley's not doing it for anyone else. She's not doing it for anyone else. She's doing it for herself. Just like she told us, I'm going to give flowers to men even though they don't want it. Just like she said over here, I'm going to give advice to Donald about how he should dress even though he doesn't want it for himself. And I'm going to demand it from him because I want it from him because I want it for myself. This is what I want. Not what's best for him, not what suits his personality. It's what Ashley wants. And this is what I've said from day one. Ashley doesn't do things for other people. She does things for herself. Lakeisha was trying to call her on it. Lakeisha was saying, I was with him when he was texting you back then. That also rubbed Ashley wrong. That also rubbed. So you mean to tell me he was ghosting me, but he was with you? See, let me tell you, Lakeisha was strutting her stuff too. I don't know what her motives are. We're not going to get it because, like I said, we don't have enough information on her. I don't know what her motives are, but she poked the bear. She awakened the sleeping bear, and it didn't take much to awaken Ashley. It doesn't take much to awaken her at all. But Lakeisha's words, the things that she was bringing up, were absolutely triggers for Ashley. They were triggers for Ashley, right? Lakeisha's words talking about, I was the one with him when he was texting you, so I have been invested. Girl, why are you this invested? Why are you this invested? Those are fighting words to Ashley, and Ashley could not keep her cool. She could not even take the idea that there's a woman sitting here that has the attention of Don more than me, like me, or Don will want to listen to her more than he want to listen to me. Ashley could not take it. And you got to ask yourself, why would Don even bring her? Why would that be his choice? Like I said, when people say, I don't know why I always attract toxic women, maybe you create some of the toxicity. Maybe Donald has created some of the toxicity with women in his life because he brings the Lakeishas around to the woman he's now dating. That could be a problem. That could be a problem. I may not respond like Ashley did to a Lakeisha, but I tell you what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't be dating Donald. I wouldn't be dating him. I'd be walking away from Donald too. But I would not have done what Ashley did because I don't need the attention and the shine of Ashley. I don't need to be in competition with Lakeisha. I don't need to be seen as top dog. I don't need to control Donald. So my reaction to a Lakeisha would have been completely different from Ashley, but it still exposes Ashley. And that's what Ashley needs to concentrate on if she's going to get better. Because it's going to be real easy for Ashley in this moment to say she was justified because of who Lakeisha was. But when she keeps doing that, she's not going to get better. And I think that is the real problem with Ashley. She's not getting better out here because she always presents herself as the victim. And all next thing you know, all the conversation is about what else someone else could do differently, and it's not about what she should be doing differently. Ashley told that woman, I don't always need him to sue, but I need him to step it up. Step it up. That woman was talking about, well, why is that for you to say? You should be accepting him as he is. She started talking about Donald has so much to give. I need him to be with a certain type of woman. That's not your role, Lakeisha. That is not your role, Lakeisha. Lakeisha was out the box, y'all. She was out the box, but I'm telling you, Ashley was completely exposed by Lakeisha. You talk about a person who knows how to draw a person out. You know how a person, like I said, knows how to draw a snake out, a snitch out, a thief out. Let me tell you, Lakeisha drew Ashley all the way out that last little bit of mask she had on. I already revealed the mask of Ashley, but there were some people, I bet, still believe in the mask of Ashley. But in this episode, Lakeisha drew out that real Ashley. And Ashley said right then and there, she said what she did exactly what she normally does. She switched to the victim mode. And she said she's sitting here on a fiery flame getting attacked by Lakeisha, and Donald is nowhere near helping. First of all, Ashley, you know how you get out that fire with Lakeisha? You close your mouth and you walk away. You be quiet. That's what you do. That is what you don't get into the flame. You don't get into the fire. See, what Ashley did is, I'm going to go to battle with Lakeisha. I'm going to jump into the fire. I'm going to take all this bait from Lakeisha. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to blame Donald for not coming to rescue me. That's really what Ashley just said. This girl is coming in a certain kind of way. I'm going to come at her. I'm going to go toe to toe with her. And then I'm going to be mad because Donald don't come in and rescue me. Lakeisha was talking about this man gets a choice, Ashley. He gets a choice. You kind of aggressive, assertive, and bossy. And Ashley said he don't get no choice. Ashley said, no, he don't get no choice. It's about me. He said, and the choice I gave him, he already made it because he's sitting here right here with me. That Ashley, she's something else. So now Ashley said, not only does Donald have to match her fly, Donald got to match the way she dresses. Donald got to match the way she likes to give flowers or love language. Donald now also has to match her energy. No one needs to be matching Ashley's energy. Why would Ashley want someone to match her energy? That energy we need to get rid of. Don't no one need to match the energy of Ashley, because we see what happens when you match energy with Ashley. Lakeisha's matching energy with Ashley, and we see how that's going. Why the heck would Ashley want a man to match her energy? Therein is how she becomes the victim. She just became a victim of a woman who matched her energy. Now she's saying, I want a man who's going to match my energy. Why, Ashley? Why is everything about you? Why is everything about what you want, Ashley? I want him to match my energy. I need him to match my style of dress. I need him to change the way he dressed to match what I do. I need him to change everything about himself to be what I think I am, and I want him to be the clone of me. When they had that little, recap date that they had with just Donald and Ashley, Ashley went all the way off. That's when she really, really went low. In a lot of ways, when she was just with Lakeisha, like I said, I thought Lakeisha was doing some things wrong, right? So I didn't like what Ashley was doing. I didn't like it one bit, not one bit at all. But let me tell you, when she got one-on-one with Donald and the things that she was saying to Donald, when she started telling Donald, you bowed your head and tucked your tail between your legs, I said, that's when Donald needs to get up from the table. That's when I said Donald needs to get up from the table and he needs to walk away from this woman. Because I know Ashley wants to say, well, I'm just passionate. And the reason I talk with my hands and do all this is because I'm passionate. There ain't nothing wrong with passion. But when you can't control your passion, when your passion becomes unbridled, okay, you ventured over into negative territory. Because now what has happened is your emotions are controlling you. And when you don't have no control over your emotions, that's a problem. People be killing people over passion. Okay? So passion ain't always good. Passion is not always good. And what Ashley is trying to make us believe is that I'm just passionate. Nah, sis. You could call it passion. You could call it whatever you want, but you don't have no control over it. And there isn't the problem. When you're talking to me and I tell you, hey, your level of passion that you got going right now is making me uncomfortable, and I ask you to dial it back and you don't want to dial it down because you still just want to do what you want to do, which is Ashley, there's a problem. Ashley still wants to do what she wants to do, and she wants to call it whatever she wants to call it. That's fine, Ashley, if you want to call it passion. But when your passion is getting in the way of our discussion, okay, and I'm telling you, I can't hear you with all this passion you got going on, and I'm going to need you to dial this shit down. And you don't want to dial it down because you just want to be out here in the world and be passionate. And like she told us before, I don't care what y'all want. I'm going to give flowers. I don't care what you think. That's where the problem comes in with Ashley. Her passion is more important than anyone else. Like Ashley says, it's all about her. She's the most important. She doesn't care how you feel sitting in front of all her passion. She does not care. She gonna do what she wants to do, how she wants to do it, and when she wants to do it. And it's your job to get on her page. It's not her job to work with you. When she said, "What's wrong with my energy? This is passion. You know, this ain't about you. This is just what I do out here in the world. This is how I live." Yeah, but Ashley ain't working for people. And then when Donald called her DMX, she went all the way off. She went all the way off when he told her, "You got DMX energy." You see, Ashley can tell you about yourself. She can tell you about what you did wrong, how you wrong. But the minute you tell Ashley anything about herself, them is fighting words. Them is fighting words, because after that, Ashley said, "I will slap you out your effing ass." Ashley said this to a whole grown ass man. Ashley said that the girl who says she loves to give flowers, the girl who says she loves to uplift men, told a man sitting across from her, "I will slap you out your own effing ass." The mask is off. The mask is revealed. The very true Ashley has been revealed. And I really hope no one here or no one hereafter keeps believing that Ashley's just a victim out here in the world, and Ashley's not out here doing a lot of damage herself. And let me say something. She's not just reacting to people. No, she's a perpetrator. She is also a perpetrator. And let me tell you, when you attack other people, you then in turn get attacked. And that's right. You then can become a victim then. Absolutely. You know what? You can become a victim when you lose the fight. You can start a fight and then get beat down on the ground and lose and then be the victim. But you started the fight. But Ashley don't want to talk about that. Ashley wants to talk about all the stuff she was saying to Donald. You bowed your head and tucked your tail. She don't want to talk about those fighting words. She wants to talk about the fighting words when he called her DMX. Now she's the victim of them. Ashley walked away, said, "Get me out of here. This is too hard." I agree, Ashley. Get yourself out of there. Get yourself out of there. That's where you need to go. You need to get out of there because you're not ready for none of this. You're not ready for a relationship. You're not ready for none of this. Whether it be with Donald or any other man, you not ready. You talk about not ready to make a move. Just like this show said, ready to love, make a move. Ashley not ready to make a move, and she not ready to love. Both is a negative. Negative. The answer is no. The answer is no. Ready to make a move? No. Ready to love? No. Double no right here. We got a double no going on with Ashley. She ain't ready for neither one of them. You know who else we saw something from today? Vernisha. You know, when you look on the surface, you say, "Oh, wow, you know, what a good little date interaction Vernisha had." Now, remember last week, Vernisha exposed herself. She said, "You can't play a player. You can't play a player." So now that I know Vernisha's a player, I got to look at this episode differently, because Vernisha has told us you can't play a player. So now I say, you know what, Vernisha? All these last episodes, you really haven't shown no interest in Tabari. It's really been lukewarm. It has really been lukewarm. But all of a sudden, Vernisha really warmed up to Tabari this episode. And I was thinking to myself, I said, you know what? Why is Vernisha warming up so much to Tabari this episode? And I think it came when she met that family. You know, I watched that Crystal XO video with Vernisha. I did a video on it. And one of the things that Vernisha mentioned in that video that she said she learned about Tabari was Tabari's a lot more accomplished than he let on. You see, I think initially with Tabari, Vernisha didn't know a whole lot about Tabari. She didn't know a whole lot. I don't think he told her everything. But as time went on, and I think probably in this episode, Vernisha actually learned about Tabari's family because on Crystal XO, Vernisha told us that Tabari comes from a very well-established family in the New Orleans area. They own several restaurants. So when Tabari was mentioning that he runs a restaurant or manages a restaurant, and we were talking about all the jobs of Tabari, come to find out, most of these things that Tabari is doing are family businesses. That's a whole lot different. Tabari said he was running and managing a restaurant, but it sounds like Tabari is running his family's restaurant. That's a whole lot different. So now the player in Vernisha, a player can't play a player. You know why she warmed up to Tabari now? Because she done found out Tabari's family got a little bit of money. Vernisha was not one bit interested in Tabari when she went to that house and saw that table that looked like a dog had been climbing all over it and all scratched up. She was not interested. When Tabari started talking about, he's got a daughter down in Mississippi. He's got to go down there. He's not leaving New Orleans. Vernisha was not one bit interested. But on this episode, Vernisha got to meet the family. She got to meet the brother who also sounds like he's in the family business. She got to meet the mother who was probably telling her more about the family history, what the family really got going on. And Vernisha started adding up the dollars. And all of a sudden, Vernisha said, oh, yeah, I want to be a part of this family. The player can't play a player. The player is still playing. She was not one bit interested in Tabari till Vernisha found out that Tabari's family got a little bit of money. That's what we're seeing right here. That's exactly what we're seeing wrong. This newfound interest in Tabari, this new giving Tabari hugs and kisses and all over him, talking about I can see myself in this family. This ain't nothing but what Vernisha told us from the beginning, that a player can't play a player. And Vernisha right now is playing again with Tabari. And what the hell did Vernisha have on? At first, when I first saw Vernisha from afar, I said, thank God Vernisha ain't got all her breastises out when she's about to meet the family. This is before I even knew she was going to meet the mother, right? But I just knew she was going to meet somebody, friends, family. I said, thank God Vernisha covered up and didn't have all her breastises hanging out. Until I saw the dress. I said, man, Vernisha, she just a one-trick pony. She had a dress on, y'all, that outlined each breast. Then outlined in the back, it outlined each butt cheek. Can Vernisha just wear a long, flowing, summery dress and look? Can she do that, y'all? Can I get that from her? Just one day. One day. Can she do that? Ladies, don't dress like this when you go meet the family. I'm going to say it for real, y'all. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's too much of a risk. It might go well. It might not go well. Wear something different. Wear something. This is not the dress. Vernisha's only going to be accepted too many places. Too many places. Even the caliber of man Vernisha's going to get with. She didn't have on no bra. At first I was like, oh, good, her nipples not showing. Then later on, when they was doing the second line dance, I saw her nipples poking out. I said, oh, good Lord. She didn't even have no bra on. She didn't have no nipple covers on, even with that dress. Ugh. Whew. I tell you, Vernisha. Vernisha says she wants to open up her dating range. She wants to date different type of men. But Vernisha wants to dress the same way. A lot of men ain't going to take Vernisha out to too many places. It's just too much. I don't know why Vernisha does this. I don't know who taught Vernisha this or who didn't teach Vernisha this or has people tried to tell Vernisha and Vernisha don't want to listen. Vernisha don't want to listen. I don't know what that mama said about Vernisha afterwards. I know Tabari said, the brother said, ooh, she's really nice. But behind the scene, what did that mama really say about Vernisha? What did she really say? Not to her face, but behind the scenes. I don't know. Maybe that's why the name of the show is called Mama Knows Best. Was that the name of it? Mama Knows Best? Because like I said, there's only one mama on here. So who knows in the end what the mama really said about Vernisha? Because I'm going to tell you, that dress that Vernisha had on was not a good dress to meet a mama in. That ain't a meet a mama dress. Okay? That is not meet a mama dress. Not one bit. And let me tell you the other part where Vernisha messed up with the mama. It might have been a little subtle. It was when Vernisha said to that mama, when that mama was bragging on her boys, that mama sitting there being proud of her boys, her two sons sitting in front of her, bragging on her boys, talk about how well they've done, how fine of a son they are to her, all this other kind of stuff. And Vernisha said, well, Tabari got a communication problem. Erk. That ain't meet a mama conversation. We talk about not meet a mama dress. That's not meet a mama conversation. Let me tell you something, ladies. Do not get in front of no man's mama, especially a man you ain't even his girlfriend, and start talking about her son in front of her. Absolutely not. Too soon. Way, 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 way too soon. Until you've been going out with that man for a long time, don't get comfortable talking about a mama's son in front of her. Now, if you want to ask for advice, if you want to say, hey, you know what? You know your son really well. You know, what kind of advice could you give me in order to improve our communication? You could do that. You could do that. You could say, hey, I want your advice, mama, but don't be sitting in front of no mama talking about her son's communication problem when you just met her and you sitting in a dress with your titties outlined, your butt outlined, and your nipples showing. That mama is Southern. She from New Orleans. She might not have said nothing about Vern, but I would put my money on the fact, I would put my money on that mama don't really like Vern. If I had $50 and I had to put some money on, does the mama like Vern or does the mama not like Vern? I'm going to put the money on the mama don't like Vern. And what Vern thinks is that the mama liked her. And in the end, in the back door room, when that mama went home with Tabari, she says, she's a nice woman, but I don't think she's for you. That's probably what she said. She's a nice woman, but I don't think she's for you. So now Vern thinks she's in with the family. Oh, I can fit in with this family. I like this family. The problem ain't can you fit in with the family, Vern? It's does the family want you to fit in with them? That's the question. That's the real question. Does the family want you to fit in with them? See, ladies, before you could talk about fitting in with a family, you got to get an offer. See, that's why the men are in control, women. The men are in control because you can't talk about fitting in with their family until you got an offer to become part of the family. Vern ain't got an offer. Now, it don't matter what Tabari says. Tabari may like Vern, but I'm going to tell you what. If his family's that close, when they was talking about religion, if his family's that close that they're all in the family business together, I guarantee you that Vern is going to need that family's approval. Vern is absolutely going to need that family's approval. So if she thinks all she has to do is wear tight clothes, show her nipples to Tabari, and that's where the decision's going to stop, she's all wrong. She's all wrong. She's not understanding the conversations that go on in families when men bring women home. She's not understanding it. I don't know if she's never been around a family where men bring women around or women bring men around, and the family conversations that happen once those people leave and exit, it's a different conversation. It's a different conversation. People don't always tell you to your face because people are going to be nice. They're going to be respectful. But once later on, once it's just the family around, nah, she's a nice girl. But she came up in here with her breasts outlined, her booty outlined, her nipple showing, and she came on here already complaining about you, and we don't even know her. Nah, that's a thumbs down. That's a thumbs down. But you know who I think got the thumbs up? You know who I do think got the thumbs up? Sharice. I think Sharice got the thumbs up from the daughter and from the, what was it that the cousin? What was the Maurice's? What else did he bring? I think it was a cousin. He brought the daughter and the cousin. I think he got a thumbs up for her. I think that she got a thumbs up from the daughter and the cousin. Sharice is making progress. Of all the ladies who's improved the most, I'm going to say it's Sharice. Sharice still don't get along with women though. She does not get along with women. I think somebody else told me last week that Sharice is from Baltimore. She's a B-more girl. So we know she can get at it. We know she can get at it. And I think Sharice is the type of person, she's at least become the type of person now where she won't come for you unless you come for her. She's able to control it just enough that she won't start nothing. But if you start anything with her, then she gonna match your energy. She still need to work on that. She actually needs to learn how to walk away from when that energy comes towards her. But at least she's gotten to the point where she says, I'm not going to rile it up. I'm not going to kick it up. But if you come for me, I'm going to match it. She needs to get to a point where even when it comes to her, she doesn't match it. We're going to talk about that little scene she did with Zadia, because that's one of those situations where she should have walked away from Zadia. That's when I know Sharice has really grown. When Sharice has really grown is when she'll be able to look away from a Zadia, because Zadia absolutely is a mean girl and a poker. And Sharice took her bait again this episode. She took the bait again. Sharice needs to do a little bit more growing, That way, when the Zadias come around, Zadia is not able to get her riled up the way Zadia did. But good thing she got rid of Nick. She got rid of him real quick. As soon as Nick left, she left them roses on the table. She dropped them roses on the table like she dropped Nick. She said, nah, I'm sticking with Maurice. Thank you. I've been loving me some Maurice since day one. You know, y'all know that's been my favorite. And I'm so happy that she's finally come around to Maurice. And y'all see the little date they went on to get their toes done. I told y'all what kind of dates you're going to be going on with men who are really busy. That's what you're going to be doing. Let's go get a pedicure together where we can get some errands done together and it'll be a date at the same time. We ain't going to be sitting across the table eating all the time. Let's go get our toes done. And Maurice was over there with his Christian Dior sandals. They are perfect for each other. They love some labels. These two love some labels. They love the highlight. They're not really big on words. You know what I'm saying? Their conversation ain't real deep. And let me tell you, they make a perfect, I love these two together. I absolutely love Sharice and Maurice together. And the very thing that both of them probably can complain about the other person, they both got the same problem. That's the part that's going to give them a problem. Everything that Sharice may complain about with Maurice, she actually got the same problem. Because Sharice ain't much of a conversationalist either. Everything, if you want to call Sharice light on words, so is Maurice. If you want to call either one of them superficial, they both are. If you guys want to call them both into brands, they both are. I think they make a perfect couple, to be honest with you. I really do. I love when Sharice said, let me get up out of here, when they were all sitting on the couch and she was like, let me get up out of here and go meet my new family. I love that. I love when she said that. I love when she said, let's go over here, family, start talking. I love that. I love the way that she smiled. And I love the way that she took interest in the daughter and focused on the daughter in her conversation. I thought that was smart. Very smart. I love the things that the daughter said about Maurice, that he's kind and caring. The cousin said he goes out of his way. The family said that he's a rock for the family, that he's dependent on, which means I believe probably what that cousin was more looking at was making sure Sharice ain't no gold digger. That's what also I think, because when she said that he's generous, that means he passes out money. He passes out money in his family, to his daughters, to his family. He ain't a cheap man. He passes out money. And let me tell you, when you have a generous person in your family, one of the things you're worried about is there going to come a woman around that wants to be a gold digger and take advantage of that? So Sharice better be careful. Make sure she don't give off no gold digger vibes, because they will pick up on it real fast. And when she said, why do you think your daddy's still single? And the daughter said, because it takes a special woman. And Sharice said, yeah, he's guarded. He's absolutely guarded, but he has to be with his job. That's what I told y'all from the beginning. Maurice is an attorney. He knows how to talk, but he can't be talking all the time because he's an attorney. He's got a reputation. He's got a business. That's his livelihood. He can't be on no reality TV show saying whatever he wants to say. He can't be doing that. Maurice is smart. He's not a dumb man. He ain't Donald over here. When I said is Donald a dumb actor or a liar, that ain't the problem with Maurice. I knew Maurice never had a problem talking. Maurice was choosing his words wisely. And he said, if anyone is going to trip and fall out here in this reality TV show, it ain't going to be me. Maybe Sharice will, but it's not going to be me. He was vetting Sharice. See, a lot of you women don't know what vetting you looks like. Vetting you looks like when the man sits back and listens to you. Because the way you learn about a person is you keep your mouth shut and you let the person talk. That's why I tell a lot of women about when they go out on dates. Stop doing so much talking all the time. You want to talk so that you seem interesting, but you don't want to be the Ashley where all you do is talk about yourself the whole time. You also want to be able to listen to the man and ask questions, because that's how you learn about a person. Women better understand what vetting you looks like. And when Maurice was sitting there eating his food, not saying nothing, giving Sharice the chance to talk, he was vetting Sharice. That's what it looks like, because you can't vet no one when all you're doing is talking about yourself the whole time. You can't interview no one when you're the one too busy talking about yourself. You need to give the people a chance to talk and talk about themselves so you learn about them. Maurice is smart. Y'all missing that out there. A lot of people miss that about what Maurice was doing when he wasn't talking, and they took it as he didn't have no conversation, and I don't believe that's the truth. Cherie said, I can get with a picky man because I want a special man. She said she was looking for a Benz and she found herself a Rolls Royce. You better get it, girl, Cherise. You better pump up your man in front of his daughter. You see, that's the difference between what Vern did. You see, Cherise is over here pumping up that man in front of his loved ones, right? But what Vern did in front of the mama was put down her man. See, this is the difference. This is the difference. You better pump up your man in front of his loved ones if you want them loved ones to like you, as opposed to what Vern did, where she put down that man in front of his mama. That's a no-no. That's why Vern gets the thumbs down and Cherise is going to get the thumbs up right there. And when Cherise and Maurice were getting their toes done and they started having this conversation, he was like, you look stunning. He was laying it on thick. And she was over there talking about, yeah, baby, just close your eyes. She was calling him baby. Cherise knows how to do it, y'all. She just got to get rid of that little anger part. But this episode, I started to see some really nice things about Cherise. Her ability to flirt, her ability to start pumping up a man that she likes. Because normally we see her tearing down people. I was really liking, she was calling him babe. And let me tell you something else Cherise did really well. When he said, do you like to travel? Well, Cherise says, I do like to travel. And she says, I would, and I think he said, where would you like to go or something or another. I don't even know if he said that. And she said, oh yeah, I would love to go to Greece. That's how you do it. You don't say, can we go to Greece? Can you take me to Greece? That's not what you do. You say, I would love to go to Greece. That's been the only place I've always wanted to go. And then what does a man like Maurice say? Well, maybe that needs to be our first trip. That's how you do it. I've been telling y'all that. That's how it's suggestion. It's not an order. You see, Zadia, which we're going to get to her next, is about giving orders, telling men what to do. Move to DC, do this, see me, do this. No, what the women's power is in the power of suggestion, right? It's in the power of suggestion. It's not ordering a man, telling a man what to do. Even Ashley telling Donald, you need to wear loafers, you need to do this. That's not even the way you do it. When you want to influence a man's dress, you don't talk about what he has on that you don't like. You never do that. What you do is you compliment him when he wears something you do like. It's called positive reinforcement. It's not about criticism. It's positive reinforcement, because you don't criticize what he has on. But when he wears something that you really like, you know what you do? You lay it on thick. You lay it on thick, because then he's going to get used to the way he felt when you gave him all that attention and all that praise. He's going to remember that. And when he wants that from you, he's going to know what to do to get it from you. And the more he wants it from you, the more he's going to dress that way. But it's completely different. It's called positive reinforcement versus criticism. You don't criticize what the man does that you don't like. What you do is you praise the things that he does. And let me tell you, that's positive reinforcement. A lot of these things we know. We just don't use them with our mates, our men. We use them with our children. We use them in all other kind of areas. But people know the power of positive reinforcement. They know it. They need to start using it with their husbands and their boyfriends and everything else. But instead, you got Vern over here criticizing the man in front of her, the mama. And then you got old girl Ashley over here talking about the way the man dresses. But it was Cherise who's doing it right. It's Cherise who's pumping up her man in front of his family, and that's why she gets the thumbs up, and all these other ladies got the thumb down. And then Cherise ended it saying, you my plus one, I'm your plus one. She ended it on a positive note. He says, bam, there you go. Because what Cherise did was, this is our life together. This is our life together. I see myself with you. I see you with me. We're going to be our plus one. Positive reinforcement, positive words, encouragement, right? Speaking positivity and joy. She did a good job. She did a good job. But she didn't do a good job with Zadia. She did not do a good job with Zadia. She lost it. She lost it. First of all, I'm going to say this about Zadia. Zadia ain't made no improvement either. That's why she over here, what's going on with Kim. We're about to get to that. But I am going to talk about that little scene that happened with Zadia and Cherise. And I thought Zadia was all wrong with that scene. I thought Cherise didn't handle it right in the end, but I thought Zadia was all wrong. Because when all Cherise did was start the conversation about the Ashley situation, said, I don't think that Don should have brought a woman there to meet Ashley. And I agreed with Cherise. Not only should he have not have brought a woman, He shouldn't have brought that woman. And then he shouldn't have brought a woman because he should have known who Ashley was. It's not that you can't bring a woman to meet some women, but he should have known that you can't bring a woman to meet Ashley because Ashley likes to be alpha dog, top dog. She want to be top dog with you, Don. So for you to bring that woman in that situation, I thought was a bad move. And I agree with Sharice. And Zadia, she turned that around to be about Sharice being a negative person. Zadia was looking for something. She was fit. Why can't you just be positive? Why can't you be positive? Why do you always think the negative? Nah, Zadia, this is just you trying to come up with something to get into a spat over with Sharice. See, because really what Zadia just exposed was her own weak spot. See, one of the things I told you about Zadia is self-centered. One of the reasons why Zadia isn't meshing with Cam is because Zadia doesn't have the ability to see Cam's point of view. All Zadia sees is her point of view. So as a result, when she gets into conversations with people, all she thinks about is herself. And what Sharice was saying was, I didn't think that was a good situation that Don did because I would be thinking, and Sharice said it, had you slept with the person, had you done this, had you done that? Zadia, on the other hand, she didn't stop to think of it from Sharice's point of view. All Zadia thought about was her own point of view. Well, why there's a problem with it? That's not the point of the conversation, Zadia. The point of the conversation isn't that Sharice thinks differently from you. The point of the conversation is just to listen to Sharice's point of view and just acknowledge it. You don't even have to agree with it. But when Zadia runs into a problem with people, period, is she never considers other people's point of view. And when their points of view differ from hers, she has a problem with them. It's why she's not gelling with Cam, because she doesn't understand Cam's point of view. And as a result, when he has a different point of view from her, she doesn't understand it. This is one of the reasons why Cam is really hesitant on Zadia, because he recognizes Zadia can't get on his page. It's not because Cam doesn't like Zadia. This is what I've been tussling with everybody down in the comments over, is whether or not Cam likes Zadia. I believe Cam likes Zadia. I don't believe he's here because he doesn't like Zadia. But what he's hesitant about and what he got into with Zadia this episode, where he's not giving her a firm footing, is because what he's saying to Zadia is, I'm pretty firm on where I'm going. I'm pretty firm on my life. I'm pretty firm in what I'm doing. And if you can't get on my page, Zadia, there's going to be a problem. He's telling her the same thing over and over again. He said, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know if you're going to go off. I don't know if you're going to do this. But I'm telling you where I am and where I'm going. And if you can't get on my page, Zadia, there ain't going to be no me and you. That's what he's been telling her. And it's so funny because when Zadia was fussing and fighting with Sharice and saying, well, I don't really think that, there was anything going on with Don and that woman, because who would be so bold to bring a woman to something in which you had slept with them? And Sharice said, well, you know what had happened on my season. Did you see my season with LJ? That's exactly what he did. Exactly. See, once again, Zadia's not thinking anything's possible because she only thinks about herself. Now, she may not do it, but she says, oh, it's not possible, because she never thinks about what the motivations could be of someone else. She just stays in her own head. She can't fathom it. And Sharice was saying, no, it does happen. It happened on my season. And then next thing you know, Zadia's over here talking about Sharice kissing LJ in the mouth when he left. Well, Zadia, you just said that you didn't think it was possible that a person would be so bold to bring a woman to meet someone else that they had a relationship with in the past, but you just accused Sharice of having a relationship with LJ and bringing LJ to the show. Well, which is it? If you can't fathom it, right? Why would you not believe it about Don, but then believe Sharice would have LJ on a show and be kissing on him in the mouth, but yet she didn't sleep with him? It's hypocritical. It doesn't even make any sense. That's why Zadia was just coming for Sharice and trying to get her riled up. Because in one way, Zadia is saying it wasn't a problem with Don bringing a woman, but saying, oh, it doesn't make any sense if he was really with her. Why would he bring her? But then all of a sudden, now you're accusing of Sharice of sleeping with LJ and kissing on LJ. I don't care what Sharice did. I don't care if she kissed LJ on the lips, on the cheek, did that thing she said. I do not believe, as careful as Sharice is, and the fact that she did it in front of all these people, if Sharice was really creeping with LJ, I guarantee you, Sharice would not expose that to Zadia and everybody else who saw it. Zadia said everybody saw the kiss. And Sharice is way, way too cautious to have shown that kiss to a bunch of people if it really meant something. Absolutely not. I don't believe it. And Zadia was just here trying to be a mean girl, poke at Sharice, and Sharice took the bait. Sharice still got work to do. She still got some work because she should have walked away from that fight with Sharice, with the Zadia. In the end, she got up. She did get up, but she did a couple of jabs. She got a couple of jabs in, did a few things, and then she got up. So maybe that is progress for her, because maybe in the past, Sharice would have stayed in that ring a lot longer. Maybe she would have. So maybe she got up sooner than she used to. Maybe that is her progress. But the real progress would be the minute it came out Zadia's mouth, she would look at Zadia and she would get up and she would walk away. That's when the real progress is, where you don't even respond to a Zadia. And let me tell you, Zadia was over there playing with fire. She was playing with fire, because if what Sharice is saying was true, that Cam was coming up and picking up Zadia every single night, the last thing Zadia needs to be over here talking about is a kiss on the lips in front of production and everybody else, because you got more skeletons in your closet. So if Zadia been doing the wild thing with Cam all 30 days since we've been here, she got more skeletons in the closet. So the last thing she needs to be doing is opening up the closet on Sharice, because it might be that her closet is full of skeletons. And Zadia over here are running around talking about how big the D is with Cam. Get out of here, Zadia. Zadia is a mess. Zadia is an absolute mess. And she over here talking about, you know what, she needs to stop worrying about my vagina. Well, if you don't want her to worry about your vagina, why don't you stop worrying about her lips? Zadia over here talking about stop worrying about my vagina. Well, if you want me to stop worrying about your vagina, then you need to stop worrying about my lips. Such a hypocrite. But Zadia ain't gonna never be able to close no deal with no man like him. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because Zadia is all about herself. Zadia is always only thinking about her perspective. And even when she sat here in front of Cam's friend, and Cam's friend told her one of the things that he admires about Cam the most is how disciplined he is, how he sees a vision and he sticks with it. He doesn't give up easily. He's dedicated. What did Zadia say? Well, couldn't that be one of his weak points? She said, isn't that to his detriment? Why would that be to his detriment, Zadia? You know why it's to his detriment, according to Zadia? Because that means she can't change his mind. That means that she can't get him off his purpose or his vision. So now it ain't to his detriment. It is to yours, though. You're right about that. It's to your detriment, because once again, Zadia is really only looking about herself. Why would being disciplined, why would having a vision, knowing your vision, sticking to your goal, and grinding your way to the finish line, why would that be to his detriment? No, it's to your detriment, because what you're saying is, because he's so dedicated, because he's so disciplined, because he's stuck to his word, he's told you over and over again, you are not more important than my vision. You are not more important. I may like you, but you are not more important than my vision. And I know a lot of people have said it's because he doesn't really like Zadia. That's not true. And ladies, stop telling yourself that. Stop telling yourself that because a man has told you that you're not more important than his vision, that means he doesn't like you. That's not true. He's just telling you the truth. See, I think women have gotten so used to lying men that now when they see a man who tells them the truth, even though it's the red pill, I've been talking about the blue pill and the red pill over Married at First Sight. Cam is giving Zadia the red pill. He's telling her the truth. He really is. But a lot of women are so used to men lying to them that when a man gives them the red pill like Cam is giving Zadia, they think it's because the man doesn't like her. That's not it. No, that's not it at all. What he's saying is, I don't have time for no lies. I'm going to tell you the truth. My vision, my purpose, my goals, everything I'm working for, Zadia, is more important than you. I don't know how many other ways I could say it. The only way you're going to get in my life is if you get on this vision, this purpose, this page, this game plan. That's what he said to her. And a lot of people may think that means, well, he must not like Zadia, because if he liked Zadia, he wouldn't put Zadia back on the street. That's not true. How many times, women, have you let a man go that you liked? Okay, because you're not on the same page. It's about timing in life. Men have let a lot of women go that they like. Women who want to get married, and men say, I like you, but I'm not ready to get married. I'm going to let you go. There's some men who don't tell women they're not ready to get married. They string them along, right? They know they're not ready to get married, but they string the woman along for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. They don't give them the red pill. They give them the blue pill, right? Because they do like the woman, but they want to tie her up until they get ready. They want to tie her up. See, just because Cam says, I do like you, but I'm not going to tie you up, doesn't mean he's lying to Zadia. Okay, he's being truthful, right? Women need to know the difference between a man being truthful to you and a man who doesn't really want to be with you. It's quite a bit different. When a man says, I'm not ready for kids, I don't want to date her, she's ready to get married and have kids, it doesn't mean that he couldn't like you. But if you were to have gotten on his plan, maybe so. But he's being truthful with you. That's completely different from a man who doesn't like you. And this is especially true of women in their 30s. This happens a lot around in the 30-year range, because let me tell you, the biggest grinding years of a man typically are between 30 and 40 years old. They're really, really establishing themselves. A lot of men are all about their careers, all about their money, all about growing. They're really all about that, y'all. They really, really are. That's where a lot of their time and energy goes. So a lot of women in their 30s are going to encounter the men like Cam. They're going to encounter them. And Cam is saying he's 36 years old. He's almost to the 40-year mark. He's almost to the 40-year mark. You know, women gotta decide what type of man do they want to date. They really have to decide, because a lot of women are describing a certain type of man, but that's not where that man is in their life, and that's where they're having a problem with who they choosing to date. Cam says, you know what, I would think you'd be happy for me, Zadia, that I got a job that sets me on fire, that I'm really passionate about. Nah, Zadia's not happy. She's not happy because that job means that job is more important to her, and she wants to be the most important thing in a man's life at the age that Cam is. It's not going to happen. I talked about last time, how do you date a man who's busy? I told you guys things that you could do. Some people said my ideas were good. Some people said my ideas weren't bad. I'm going to stick with them, because I've dated men who are very busy, especially in their 30s. And let me tell you, they are busy. They are busy. They work long hours, 10, 14 hours a day. Sometimes your dates are going to wherever they are. If he's a realtor, maybe your date is maybe your time with him is when he's doing an open house, and you go over there and you sit with him during the open house while he's waiting on people to come through the house and show the house. Maybe you go over there and take lunch to him. That's what a busy man looks like in real estate. That would be a man who's an executive or a VP who has to entertain clients, who's got to go to sporting events and sit up in the luxury box. Guess what your date will look like? Your date will look like him working. You will be with him while he's working. He's entertaining clients. Sure, you're on a date. Sure, you're at the nice football game, the baseball game, the basketball game, but he's working. You're with him. A man who's in real estate, maybe he's fixing up properties or a contractor. Your date is a Home Depot, shopping for supplies. That's where you're going. That's what your date is going to look like. Walking through Home Depot, picking up items for his next job. Maybe your date will look like when he's on the job working and you just sitting there with him, keeping him company. He's actually doing work and you came with him. That's what it looks like. See, a lot of women want a man who's really building something, but they don't know what the life really looks like. That's what it looks like. Real quick story. I'm going to tell you about a story, a real story. I had a girlfriend who was an entrepreneur, and she said that she didn't want to date a 9-to-5 guy anymore. She said because a 9-to-5 guy didn't have the free time that she did, because he was stuck at a 9-to-5 job. So she decided, okay, I don't want to date a 9-to-5 anymore. I want to date another fellow entrepreneur who makes his money differently, because I think that fits more with my life. I said, oh, okay. You're going to date an entrepreneur. Oh, got it. Sounds great. Next thing I know, one of the things she loved to do, she loved to dance. She loved to go out. She's a big dancer, loved to dance. She's very social. And so one time she was at a party. Guess who she meets at the party? She meets the DJ at the party. She meets the DJ. He was actually a really good DJ, really well known. She meets the DJ at the party. Then guess what happened? Guess what their dates always were? All their dates were at his DJ events. He's DJing 4 times out of the week, 5 days out of the week. Guess where she is on her dates? At his DJ events. Sure, she's getting in all the great clubs. Sure, she's going to all these fancy spots. He's DJing on cruise ships. He's doing a lot. She gets free cruises. She's out at the club. But guess what she was unhappy about? I'm not happy because all my time with him is working at his events. I said, well, I thought you liked to dance. I like you. I mean, it sounds like you're getting all the things you wanted. You get to go out 4 times a week. You get free drinks. You get free food. You get all the stuff going along. No, but it's not the same because he's working. Well, that's what it looks like. You didn't want the 9 to 5 and now you don't want the entrepreneur too? What do you want? You dancing. So I said, so what you want him to do is he's out at dance clubs, cruises, everything 4 days a week. And then the days that he is off, those 3 days, you want him to go back to a club to dance with you. Girl, get the hell out of here. That's what I told her too. Get the hell out of here. He said, oh, when he's working though, he doesn't really get a chance to dance with me because he's working. So it's not really the same. I want a man who can dance with me. He can't dance with me because he's working. So then you know what the man started doing? He said, you know what? He started calling some of his other DJ friends. If his DJ friend didn't have nothing to do, he got a couple of his DJ friends. Hey man, I got this thing I'm doing over here. Can you slide through? He would let one of his DJ friends take over the DJ table for about 20 minutes so he could get in a couple of dances with the woman, my friend. I said, well, that sure was sweet. He had his friend come relieve him for 20 minutes so he could dance with you. And she said to me, yeah, but that ain't the same. It's only 2 dances. I'm telling you, some people ain't gonna never be happy. Some people not gonna ever be happy. And sometimes what they say they want is not really what they want. Zadia says she's ready for Cam, but she's not. And Cam is telling her, you know what? I'm not committing to you after 1 month. Absolutely not, because you've already told me you're not getting on my page. I'm not committing to you after knowing you 1 month. We can keep getting to know each other if you get on my page. This man is consistent with his message to Zadia, but Zadia is not getting it. Zadia keeps thinking, I guess Zadia thinks that if I keep sleeping with him, if I keep doing him right in the bedroom, eventually he's going to give me what I want, and she's all wrong. She's all wrong. He's not going to give her what she wants. Zadia does not have a choice. She's either going to be on the page of a man like Cam or she's not going to be with a man like Cam. Period. Point blank. Cam looked at her in her face and said, this is the deal. This is the red pill. This is what it's going to be. You either can deal with it or you can't. You can either handle it or you can't. But I'm not going to feed you the blue pill. I'm not going to tell you just what you want to be told and then not live up to none of that. I'm not going to string you along. I'm not going to be like a lot of men who know they can't give you what you're asking for, but don't let you go back out in the street. Absolutely not. They're going to let you go back out in the street. The real men, the ones who tell the truth, they'll let you go back out in the street. They will. And let me tell you, some of them will circle back to you. Some of them will circle. They know they're not ready for you. I had a red pill man back in my day. He looked at me and he told me, he said, you know what? You are the type of, I remember the words. I remember the words. He said to me, we had only gone out, y'all, like on maybe a couple of dates. He said, you are the type of woman that a man marries. You are not the type of woman that a man dates. And you are not the type of woman for me at where I am. I am, and I think I was, early 30s. He was an attorney. He wanted to be a sports attorney. He was a corporate law attorney. He wanted to become a sports attorney, and that's what he was grinding towards. He was working 14, 15 hours a day. Then he had extra work on the weekend. He didn't have a lot of time. He said, you're not the type of woman you just date here and there. You're the type of woman you marry. And I know I'm not ready for you. That's what he said. He let me loose. He cut me loose. He let me go back out there in the market. And I appreciated it. I appreciated him not wasting my time. But guess what happened? 2 years later, he calls me. 2 years, y'all. He now in a whole nother state. He has achieved his dream. He calls me and says, and I'm having a birthday party. I want you to come. Will you come? And I said, I'm in a whole nother relationship, which I was. I said, absolutely, there's no way I could come. I'm in a whole nother relationship. And he says, I should have known it because no woman like you is not going to have no man. And he said, but I took a chance. He said, but I knew I wasn't ready for you. And that was the end of our conversation. So this idea that a man won't cut loose a woman that he likes is not true. They will. Because what's more important to them is their goal, their destination, their dream. That man's goal, destination, and dream was more important than me. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But that does not mean that that man did not like me. Those are two different things. And if women don't get that, then they miss the opportunity to figure out, how do I mesh my life? See, because there's some men like Cam who may be saying, hey, this is what it is, but it doesn't mean I don't want to get to know you. Right? But you're going to have to get on my page. She said no. She said Zadia don't want to get on his page. She keeps thinking I'm going to love him right, do him right, flip him up and down in the bedroom, and then he's going to get on my page and he's going to be so pussy drunk, he's going to move to DC. It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. Sometimes time is just wrong. Sometimes people ain't got the time for what they need to do with you. But it doesn't mean that they don't like you. It doesn't mean that they don't think that you're a good person. It doesn't mean that they couldn't see themselves with you at a later point in their life. Okay? It's not the same thing. Sometimes you don't have the option to get on the same page with that person. I didn't have the option to get on the same page with that man because he made his decision. He said, my grind is everything is more important. I'm not ready for you. I'm not going to consider it at this time because I know I can't deliver. Right? But at least Cam gave Zadia the option, and Zadia is not taking the option because she doesn't like the option. And in the end, be honest with you, Zadia is not going to be on the same page with Cam because when he is ready, Cam's going to want to have kids and Zadia is not going to want to have no kids. Zadia is already 38, talking about she don't even know if she wants to have kids. At 40 years old, she ain't going to be a good fit for Cam anyway. By the time Cam is ready, Zadia is not going to be a good fit for him. But Zadia still needs to learn, because what Zadia is assuming, she doesn't know how to get on the page with a man like a Cam. So even if she meets a man, she doesn't know what she needs to do to close the deal. She doesn't know how to close deals for men that she wants. And that's a problem. But that's it, y'all. I know this was a long video. I hope some of y'all stuck with me all the way to the end. As always, be sure to drop your comments down below. I love to hear what you have to say and chat with y'all. And I will talk to you later. Bye.